Hi guys, this is Legendarma TV. Good to see you again. Ultimate Gearing Guide. That's right. I haven't done anything like that before, so it is time. Now, a lot of people who start playing Vindictus or return to this game, they're searching for the information on how to progress, how to get your gear, how to meet the requirements for the quick battle, because this is probably the biggest obstacle on your way of getting gold and the gear for your character. So today, step by step, we're gonna try to gear our fresh character, literally, to the potential where you can actually quick battle Rommel, which is the endgame raid, the most relevant raid in the game. Before we're going to start, there's going to be a disclaimer tab, obviously, and I really hope that this guide is going to be pretty informative for all of you, and it will help you out on your road to the success and being a gamer, a real Vindictus gamer. Please enjoy. Now, the disclaimer. There are a couple of things that I want you to know before you're going to start on your journey gearing up, right? And these things are as follows. First of all, whenever you're going to be playing this game, you can always access the soap, and if there is a soap in any of the channel, make sure to utilize it. Make sure to go there, spend some time in the springs, and always have a soap up. The fine soap provides 700 attack and defense for an hour and a half, and the premium one gives you 1k of each. This is going to be a huge factor for the departing on the quick battle, because it provides the necessary attack and defense, especially at the beginning of your quest to the gearing process. Second of all, make sure that you utilize all the events that the game throws at you. No matter what kind of events you get, everything that you get from that, whenever you're going to be doing raids or battles or anything, it will be useful for you. The game throws, if you think about it, the game throws at you an enormous amounts of tools that will help you out to enchant, to enhance, to infuse, to 100% scrolls, give you the composited items that are better statted. So make sure you work on the events as well as you are playing. These are pretty important. And lastly, gearing process is not something that you should do in a span of a month even. This takes months to do. So don't think that you will start the game, right, and in a matter of weeks you will be at the end game. No. It will take some time, yes, and our ultimate goal here is to make sure we meet the requirements for the quick battle. Alternatively, you can always depart via board, but let me just tell you, you're not going to do anything there, because you're going to be undergeared, your stats are going to be pretty low and bad, and you will be pretty much stripped of your rewards, and not a lot of people actually run non-quick battle boats, raids, so bear with it. Vindictus is a pretty ball-busting game with a lot of RNG, but sooner or later you will get there. So guys, I wish you good luck, and let's get to the gearing guide. So if we look into our character real quick, this is pretty much a fresh character that doesn't have anything progression-wise. We just leveled her up, we leveled her skills. Yes, we do have a Partholon Vanguard buff, but we're going to subtract that, and you will see on the screen how much stats an average new character at level 100 is going to have. The first step into gearing is actually pretty easy. Whenever you're going to be leveling and raiding or doing whatever, farming AP, make sure to spend the AP into the Defense Mastery, make sure to max it, max out the critical rate, obviously, and get the willpower and the intelligence masteries up. I personally suggest to max the intelligence or strength mastery, because this provides you with attack or magic attack depending on what character you're playing. And willpower, I must say, get it to at least rank A, so whenever you're gonna equip your free set, you're gonna be over 2,000 willpower. That's how much you will need. Then you don't need to worry about it. So the first step is getting willpower, intelligence or strength mastery, defense and critical rates to maximum. And we're gonna have stats like that. However, whenever you will be level 100, the game will throw a free Astera set for you, which you can find in character growth goals. It'll be right over here. You get the box, you open it up, and you will receive new rings, a new belt, the earring, the full plus 12 Astera set, and Astera weapon. Also, if you're playing any character that is not Fiona or Orisha, you will get the Book of Legacy. Unfortunately, Fiona and Orisha get the shield and the focus, and they will be stripped of the 3 critical that they're going to be having. So the starting stats are going to be 3 critical less for these characters, while all the others, since they have the book, they will have more crit. So you will see on your screens right now how much stats are you going to have with the free gear, and how much stats we need for the Rommel, for the end goal. The next step is pretty simple as well. Whenever you're going to be going through the Season 3, you will be collecting boxes with the Seals of Bravery, then you'll be doing some raids that will give you Seals of Bravery. So make sure to stack these Seals of Bravery, they will be very important for you, because whenever you're going to hit level 100, if you go to the Seal Shop right here, you can purchase plus 13 Restorative Enhancement Stones, runes. Now, this will be extremely useful for you, and you will need a total 270 Seals of Bravery to purchase 5 runes for the armor and 1 rune for your weapon. Whenever you're going to get this set, you don't need to enhance it or anything, right, before you get the runes. Once you get the runes, you go to Enhancement tab, you put your items right over here, and make sure to use the runes that you bought with the Seals of Bravery to get your set to plus 13. Why are we doing this? First of all, this is going to be a good boost of attack, a slight boost of defense, and some additional damage that is very, very important. This is going to be your first major step that you have to do. So, leveling your AP skills, and getting your Astera free set, and then enhancing it to plus 13. Next step is purchasing your necklace and Epaulet. These 2 things will be extremely important for you, because they provide a good chunk of attack and defense. So make sure that you always have at least 2000 AP in your pocket weekly, so you can purchase these 2 things. Whenever you're going to equip them, it will also increase your attack and defense by 800, which is good for us. So, and they last for 7 days. So technically, you can purchase them every week and constantly have them on your character. So we just put them on, and our defense and our attack is increased. Next step after that, whenever you will go through the story, unlocking the story, you will run into such thing that is called Redeemers. Now, a lot of people are dreading these battles because they are endgame battles, actually, and they are extremely difficult, extremely difficult. However, do not be afraid to join the boats for Sea of Reflection and Dark Side of the Moon. Neamhain and Balor, which is the names of the Redeemers, provide you with permanent stats, and you will see it right over here. If you successfully do 4 Neamhains and 4 Balors, and you can do that in a span of 1 week, or maybe even 1 day, if you can find the boats, this will give you 2000 attack and 10 critical. This is going to be an insane leap in stats for you. This is going to be the first major leap that you're going to have. So our attack is going to go even higher. So before we go to the first intermission to check out how much stats overall we're going to have, the steps, again, you get to level 100, you get your free gear. You make sure that you level the skills to the max, purchase the Epaulet and the necklace, and do 4 Neamhains and 4 Balors. Intermission 1. So if we did all the steps beforehand, we should have these kind of stats at this point: 37,600 attack, 19,100 defense, and a 171 crit if we're using the Book of Legacy, or 168 crit if we're playing Arisha or Fiona. What does this give us? This, first of all, unlocks Aiden, which is the last boss of Season 3, so an extra source of income and farming. And we also unlock Caesar, which is the first boss of Season 4. So if we deal with Caesar, if we kill him at least once, we will unlock Milletian recipes, and it is really crucial because at some point of gearing, we will switch to Milletian, because this is going to be our meta gear that we'll be using for quite a while. Now let's continue our guide. After we defeated Caesar and unlocked Milletian, the first thing that you might want to do is do one Brigid. This is going to be the third Redeemer that you will unlock through the story, and she will provide you with 500 attack and 1 critical, and you only need to defeat her once. This is going to be quite some nice boost extra to our stats, so make sure to do it. After that is going to be our first big purchase. We will have to get the Book of the Milletian. The Book of the Milletian provides a huge chunk of defense. It will also give you extra critical, especially for the characters that are Fiona and Arisha. So make sure you make the book from the scratch, because the books on the market right over here are actually overpriced. So make them from the scratch, buy some Milletian essences from the market, check out with Breen what kind of materials you need, and you will see the stats on your screen how much the Book of the Milletian is going to provide you with. This is going to be a pretty huge upgrade. It might be a little bit scary at first, because you will see some prices, but trust me, it is worth it in the long run. And after that, once we get our hands on the book, I highly recommend to actually switch from Righteous Enchant Scroll to Immoral Enchant Scroll. Why? Because Immoral is going to provide us with extra 6 critical, but we're also going to lose a little bit of attack and balance. It's going to be negative 200 attack, negative 2 balance, but we will gain 6 crit. So this will also accumulate to our critical chance, which is one of the quick battle requirements. So make sure to use one of the enchant runes that you have to slap an Immoral, so you will gonna have Immoral Judgment, a stereo weapon. Intermission 2. So we got ourselves the Milletian book, we switched the Righteous to Immoral, and we did one Brigid. Our total stats should look like this: 38,100 attack, 20,980 defense, and if we're gonna have soap, it's gonna be over 21k, which is already freaking awesome, and 177 crit for all the characters. Now we're even. No more bullying of Arisha and Fiona players. Now let's continue our guide further. Next step is gonna require us to have a lot of Seals of Bravery. While we are on our path to doing so, you're going to be farming Caesar in Season 4, so make sure you collect the materials for your future Milletian weapon. The Milletian weapon is going to raise our critical drastically, so we can unlock further raids in the quick battle. You will need the Milletian weapon essence, and you will need succession shards. You will need lightweight, stable, keen, and perfect. So while you're working on all that, our next step is going to be infusing our accessories with extra crit and balance. So what do we have right now? We have the earring, the book, and the weapon. So let's buy 3 critical rate +1 element stones and infuse them. This will give us 3 critical, and buy 2 balance +1 stones that we can slap on the belt and 1 of our rings. So this will give us extra 3 critical and 2 balance on top. So this is going to be yet another boost in the stats. Intermission 3. So after we infused our accessories, our attack and defense should remain the same. However, our crit and balance went up. So we should end up with 180 critical and 82 balance. What does that give us? That unlocks Nile and Ragnahim. So we can now do 3 raids in Season 4 and farm more Milletian materials, working on our Milletian weapon, trying to get it to at least plus 12. Once we get it to plus 12, it will be usable, and we will also need to start working on the Milletian armor, because armor is going to give us more defense. This is going to be our source of the extra defense that we will need later in the endgame. Our next step is tied to some purchases as well. However, it's not going to be a lot. Don't freak out. We need to get our hands on 2 copper bracelets. If you are a character that uses attack, you will need diamond plus emerald, 2 copper bracelets, and 2 copper bracelets, sapphire and emerald if you're a magical character. If you put the fine bracelet gems into them, together, they should increase your attack and defense furthermore by around 400 for both of the bracelets. So this is going to be a little boost of extra stats for us, so this is good. The next purchase that we'll have to do is going to be the Blue Kitty Brooch. Why Blue Kitty Brooch? Because it gives us critical, and it will also be an extra slot to slap another infusion to it. So make sure to purchase the Blue Kitty Brooch, and this will also provide us with extra defense and attack from either intel or strength. After we bought the brooch, now we can go back to the seal shop and purchase 2 more of the balance plus 1 element stones. And we can slap them on the brooch that we just got and on our second ring, providing further 2 more balance. By the time we get to the Intermission 4, make sure that the Milletian weapon that we've been working all this time on is already at least at plus 12 enhancement level. Once you get there and you slap Immoral and Judgment enchant scrolls on it, this will furthermore increase our critical by 14. This is going to be a major leap in stats, but we will lose 14 balance. So we're not going to unlock anything at this point, even though we got the better weapon, because we're going to be low on balance. So in the Intermission 4, given that we already made a 12 or 13 Milletian weapon that is scrolled and has mid-rolls without any synthesis whatsoever, we should have approximately more than 40,000 attack, more than 21,000 defense, 195 critical, and 70 balance. This is the point where we should start raising our balance to get back on track for the quick battle. Now that we got our Milletian weapon, we need to synthesize it. This is where you will have to spend some gold, because raw synthesis is going to be kind of costly, and spend some materials that you're going to acquire throughout your journey. By synthesizing the mid-rolls in the Milletian weapon that you made, making them max rolls, we will gain extra 3 balance and 5 critical on top. So make sure that you buff or just upgrade the keen succession shard, the stable succession shard, and the lightweight. So you will raise the crit and the balance respectively. Next step is Ein Lacher. Yeah, it might be quite scary to go there, but to be honest, this step can be done from the very beginning. Whenever you're going to have the battles of the day, you can slowly keep on doing them, and your major goal over here is to score 70 silver medals and 70 no potion medals. What does it imply? It implies you not dying and not using any potions whatsoever in any battle. If you unlock all the titles that Ein Lacher provides here on the silver no potion medals, you will gain extra 3 balance and 1 critical. And this is not too hard to do. I'm not saying that you should rush gold medals or anything. You can always come back to the gold medals later, but at least doing silver and no potion, I think, in my personal opinion, for new players and returnees is the best route to gain extra balance. Next step would be replacing the existing Temporal enchant scroll that you have on your Astera free chest into the well-balanced enchant scroll. Now remember that purple scrolls, they don't destroy your gear, so you won't need enchantments for it. Why we are doing this? We're replacing them to gain extra balance. So if you replace the Temporal into the well balance, you will gain 4 balance, but you will lose 3 critical. Don't freak out about the critical, it's the balance that we need to focus on right now. And after you did the well-balanced, I recommend to get yourself a sealed enchant scroll. Now, sealed enchant scroll doesn't drop too often, but currently on an A, it doesn't cost a lot. You can put the sealed enchant scroll on your book. This will also give you 500 defense, so it's pretty good. However, it's optional, so if you want to do it, make sure to put the sealed on the book. Intermission 5. Now, we've been working on our Milletian weapon. We upgraded our succession shards. You might also increase your attack on the perfect and the weapon essence furthermore. So we technically should be having around 43,000 attack, 21,500 defense, 198 critical, and 80 balance. This, again, doesn't unlock us any further rates in the Season 4, but don't freak out. There is only a few more steps to do, so you can actually unlock altogether Siet, Epaulet, Tarathan, and Rommel. So we're only missing a little bit of defense, critical, and balance to unlock Siet, Epaulet, Tarathan, and Rommel. So at this point, if you've been also working on your Milletian armor, and you got your Milletian armor to plus 12, I highly suggest to start replacing your free Astera gear, armor pieces, into the Milletian. Furthermore, synthesizing for the defense, and this is where you might want to start putting rank 6 enchant scrolls on it. There is not a lot of difference, however, with every enchant scroll that you're gonna put on your Milletian armor is gonna slowly increase your critical and balance furthermore, thus replacing Echoing into the Soul, Memorable into the Heartless, and Expeditionary into Capture, and so on. So at this point, you are gonna surpass the requirements for the rest of the Season 4 boss battles, and after all of that, the last thing that you will need to do is to surpass the 160 Counterforce. Once you do that, you will unlock all the aforementioned raids. So we go to the enhancement and just make sure we enhance our free rings, our free belt, and our free earring up to plus 18. This is going to have 100% chance of success. You will just need raw gold and some of the godly materials and AP to get to 18 on all the accessories. This will also increase some of your attack and obviously the counterforce. After you've done all the steps successfully, you will be able to unlock quick battle on all the raids that are relevant currently. So what is your future plans, right? What is the next steps that you will have to do? There is a lot of things that you can do. You further enhance your Milletian gear, your weapon, your armor. You continue synthesizing all of them to further increase your attack and defense. Continue putting the rest of the rank 6 enchant scrolls that you can obtain through Season 3. I highly suggest to replace +1 infusions that you got from the free stones to +2 infusions by using the intermediate element stones, so you get more critical and balance on top. And finishing gold Ein Lacher is definitely something that you would want to do to gain even more critical +2 and +2 balance on top of all that. At that point, you will start meeting the caps of the bosses, so you will start dealing more damage to the bosses, and after all that, you might start thinking about switching to Ardry for the future proofing. But it's definitely not going to be soon. Ardry is still very, very expensive, so I really don't even talk about Ardry here because Milletian is something that every new or returnee should be worried about. So this is it. This is the summary. Pretty long road over here, but you will get there, obviously, and there's a lot of things that you can do. One last thing that I want to say is that in this particular gearing guide, some of the steps can be done earlier than I put in the guide, right? Like getting yourself copper bracelets or putting the sealed on your book. It all depends on the RNG whenever you're going to be raiding, doing Season 3 and Season 4, what kinds of items you get and what kind of items you don't need, so you're selling on the market. So you can fund other things. So these are the major steps into getting to Rommel quick battle requirements, and I really hope that this was useful for you. And that's it for today, covering the ultimate gearing guide to meet the quick battle requirements for the most relevant endgame raid battles in Vindictus. Guys, please don't hesitate to put in the comments below if you have your own suggestions or if you're still having some troubles understanding some things. All the guides for enhancing, enchanting, the synthesizing, compositing, you can find on my YouTube channel. So please, you're welcome here. Thank you so much for watching. This was Legendarma TV. Please subscribe to YouTube channel, join my Discord, stop by Twitch. All the returnees, all the new players, I welcome you to the game, and I hope this guide will be very, very helpful for you to reach the end game and enjoy Vindictus as it is. Please be safe. I love you all 3000, and I see you next time.